My name is Boltz Frey, and I'm the director of the Linus Institute. I'm also a professor of biochemistry and biophysics. The Healthy Youth program is a very important component of our outreach education program in the Institute. And the idea is that we are not only doing research in the labs, trying to understand how nutrition affects health, but we also want to get this message out to the public and implement all the knowledge that we have with especially kids, because kids really form these dietary habits and lifestyle habits early in life, and once they're on the right trajectory, that really helps them to stay healthy for the rest of their lives. And so that's the reason behind the Healthy Youth program, to really educate the kids about a healthy diet and make it fun and a good learning experience for them, a hands-on experience with cooking classes and a vegetable garden and other nutrition classes in the classroom and physical education, so that they really get on the right track early on. The goal of the Healthy Youth program is to form healthy habits in these kids, to catch them early on in life when they really are more susceptible to forming these diet and lifestyle habits, make sure they get enough exercise, make sure they like vegetables and they know where their vegetables are coming from. Kind of give them a new relationship to the food, and also learn that food is an important social component in terms of preparing meals and sitting down with the family and talk about the day's events. So it's not just the nutritional aspect, it's the social aspect as well that we're trying to teach to these kids.
The Spartan garden is following this process of soil to seed to plate, and what that is that students are learning about how a healthy soil can grow healthy food, and healthy food can grow healthy bodies. And so it's taking it through that whole process and then incorporating compost, which takes any food scraps back into building healthy soil. So it's the full circle, soil to seed to plate. The Spartan garden is also used for a variety of different projects and programs through the Healthy Youth program. And the reason that we're doing summer programs is because the high school students aren't around in the summer and we really miss them. The garden is thriving in the summer, and that's a typical challenge with school gardens. And so the way that we've tried to overcome that challenge is to offer these summer camps and then summer cooking classes for families. So we have fresh grown cooking for families in the evenings in the garden, and they harvest food and cook together and learn how to make nutritious, simple meals with fresh food. And there's also a gardening component where they can learn how to grow fresh food for themselves in small spaces with limited resources.
A few years back, Corvallis was nationally recognized as a Green School Award. We actually got a $20,000 grant for being the greenest school in America. And there was wanting to be some desire to continue to grow on that reputation and those experiences for students. So we were approached by some folks from the Linus Institute who wanted to build a garden on campus to both teach kids about sustainability, sustainable agriculture, kind of locally grown produce, and also give kids some more hands-on science opportunities. I was surprised by how much people are wanting to give and help and support. I mean, I think people in Corvallis are very committed to sustainability and green practices, and having kids have more exposure to that. I think historically, the Willamette Valley has been the economy has been very driven by agriculture, but I think we're leaving that. I mean, where it used to be a lot of food grown, it's now a lot of seeds. And so people are not as in touch with that. And so there's a lot of people in the community that really want to help with that. And I shouldn't have been surprised because this is a phenomenal community, but I guess I was impressed with that. That stuck out to me as very cool.
Most of our programs center around the garden in some way or the other. And the garden really is one other approach to teach, basically get the kids into different relationship with food. So that they're not just eating for the sake of eating because they're hungry or in front of the TV or because they want junk food, whatever, that they're kind of thinking about what they're eating it. And we believe that if you grow your own food, it gets you kind of thinking of, you know, you tend your carrots and you see them grow and then you want to taste them and it tastes different. Maybe it's just a psychological thing, but it does. We have seen this over and over again with the students that suddenly the comments come up like, I never knew that tomatoes or peppers could taste that great. It's just different because you were part of this whole growing and you have a lot of, you know, you put your thoughts and your energy into it. And it's just one way again to bring fruits, fresh produce, fruits and vegetables on youth's or family's plate. And then the other piece, of course, is that we also, in connection with the garden, we teach with our cooking classes. We always involve lots of fresh produce. Try to do it seasonal, so that in the summer we use what's growing in the garden in the summer, and in the winter what's more growing in the winter. So again, making this connection of this is fresh, this is what you can get right now.
The goal of our program is to promote healthy living and healthy eating and healthy lifestyle, and that's what we try to anchor us back to everything that we do. So definitely working with kids to understand that typical kid foods aren't the only things that taste good. And we did get a lot of questions early on like, why aren't we making mac and cheese? Or where's the meat was a big one because we didn't do any meat it was a completely vegetarian summer. And part of that was just sanitation issues because it's an outdoor kitchen. And also we just told the kids we don't grow meat in the garden. And we were really trying to shape their taste buds to like those fresh fruits and vegetables.
What I've noticed a lot is how proud they are of the food that they've been making. They have full ownership from picking what vegetables they want off the vine and learning how to wash it and cut it and add it to this ingredient that other child picked. And when you sit down and they see it, and I think we've been doing a really good job of saying like, thank you so much for making this lunch, it's so great. And you can just see like, I did that, and it's not a hard thing to do at all.
Not all of the students have even heard of, let alone tried, some of the food that we're growing in the garden. So I think it's pretty neat for them to take a seed, plant it in the soil, and then a couple months later they're trying this food they've never tried before, and they did it, all from this one little seed. And it tastes good.
A big part of our program and our mission is to teach families how to enjoy meals together. We find that when families do sit down and enjoy meals together that they are healthier. And so not only in our summer camps did we sit down and enjoy meals together, we also encouraged that in our family cooking classes that we did in the evenings. And so we would bring the families in and we would prepare a meal with the kids, and the adults would sometimes get involved too, and then we would all sit down and enjoy a meal together so they could see what that experience was like, and slowing down, sitting down and enjoying a meal together, and that it was doable, that it was just as simple to prepare an easy garden pasta dish as it was to go through the drive-thru and get that home, that it doesn't really take any longer.
There are other schools that maybe don't have a school garden, and they could do a similar program following this kind of format, where the kids can grow their food, they can incorporate it into different lessons in their classroom, and then also get the kids involved in harvesting and serving that food in their school, which is what it's all about, getting them to eat what they're growing.
Kids need to be healthier. It's a great way for kids to be healthier, to eat delicious food that was grown right here. It's a great way to bring different folks together, because you have AP students working with life skills students, working with horticulture students, working with community members. It can be a great way for those kids to cross-pollinate, to use a bad biology metaphor, but just a way for them to work together to do a project that can be exciting. And also, you can get your shop kids involved, building things that are a part of a science experiment, because in the real world, when scientists are doing experiments, it's not just a bunch of scientists building everything. They are working with engineers, and they're working with welders, and they're working with laborers that are all doing these projects together. And so trying to make a smaller microcosm of a real society here, I think, is a real benefit.